Although it may not feel like it, we are currently experiencing one of the most exciting times on planet Earth, and we are privileged to be part of it. I'm your host, Dr. Rudy Labuschagne. Thank you for joining me for this conversation. Change is the name of the game, and change is always unsettling and disruptive, as we know. Just think about COVID. We often hear these times people saying they just so wish COVID can be over so that we can return to our normal life like it used to be. Well, here's the truth. Make your peace. It will not. We, and by we I mean us, every one of us, as well as the planet, is currently undergoing a huge transformation, and there is no going back. We had in the past the Renaissance period, the Industrial Revolution, the Technological Revolution, and the Information Revolution, but that is nothing compared to what we are experiencing at the moment. This big shift was foretold by the ancients and the indigenous elders, as well as by the Holy Scriptures, that refer to this as the end times, or the end of the world, with all sorts of scary apocalyptic prophecies of how it would all end for us, but that is thankfully not the case. This is indeed the end of the world, but the world as we knew it. The old is passing away, making way for the new. The old ego-driven world of pain and suffering, the abuse of power and relentless exploiting of our finite resources driven by greed is also thankfully passing away. A new earth is emerging, and we are called to birth it into being. How exciting is that? This is indeed the big shift. But unfortunately, not everyone is aware of that. Most people on the planet are not even aware what is currently happening. They just want to get back to their old ways, since that's the only way they know. However, as the old structure starts to crumble, they will soon realize what is really happening. They are still trapped in an old paradigm and unaware that what is happening is a shift in consciousness. We are currently between two worlds in that sense, and there is a bridge between the two worlds for those of us who are ready to leave the old world behind and enter the new world. Metaphorically speaking, you either stay in Egypt or cross the Red Sea to get to the Promised Land. The choice is yours. This series will be useful for those of us who are in need of understanding from a spiritual perspective what is actually happening on the planet. This is in essence, after all, a spiritual transformation. We are not only managing change in our everyday life, which we should do, but there's also a deep shift taking place within ourselves that we need to become aware of. So you may ask, who will benefit from listening to this? These conversations are meant for those who are ready to go home, those who had enough of the old game of scarcity, abuse, war and suffering, those who are ready to walk away from the harsh third-dimensional game. This process is not so much about learning new things, but may help us to become aware of and unlearn and let go of old paradigms and old beliefs that may still keep us trapped, preventing us from living an abundant and fulfilling life. This is for all of us who yearn for a new earth and a new way of being human. Just to be clear, this is not an esoteric escape route. This is about finding new ways of being human and exploring the exciting new possibilities of creating a new earth together, but not in an egotistical, selfish, the winner takes it all attitude, but deeply aware that we are divine creators, gods at play, if you want, that will not and cannot do harm, since we are driven by Christ's love, like it was after all meant to be before the fall eons ago. The time we spend together will be like an alchemical process. We will take some current issue, whatever is relevant at that moment, and discuss it from a new angle, and hopefully open up a new perspective on that. Truth is, the train has left the station. This is the dawn of a new age for humanity and Earth. The time has come to step up to the plate and let our light shine. We have the opportunity to create the kind of world we would like to live in. A world characterized by love, peace, harmony and joy. A world in which the love of power is replaced by the power of love. No need to start a war again. Having said that, we are so used to fighting on this planet. There's always something or someone we are against, and then we find others who agree with us and we attack this common enemy. That is the old way. The new way, the Christed way, the love way, if you want, is not to ask ourselves, what are we against, but rather, what are we for? Let us stand together and be for love, for peace, for harmony, for respect, joy, abundance, and beauty. Let us be for kindness and forgiveness, compassion. This is how we will create a new earth. As the late Buckminster Fuller said, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Thank you for spending time listening to this. Keep in mind this was just a short introduction. In future we will explore some of these topics in more depth. Remember, shine your light and keep going. See you again.